Okay, dokie. It's not real exercise, it's funny, it's enjoyment. Just little bit. Inhale, stretch yourself. Exhale. Look to the ceiling. Look back to the shoes. Okay, sit down. But please, stay very vertical. Legs apart. And together with me, okay? 1, 2, clap, clap, shoulder. 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 And stand. Sit. Again. 1, 2, clap, clap, shoulder. Stand. Again. One more. Be very tall. Last time. Hey, funny thing. Okay, shoulders. 2, 3. And your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up, down. Up, shoulders. 1 circle. 2, 3. Your neck. Right, left, right, left, up, down. From the beginning. Stand up. Shoulders. 1, 2, easy. 3, 4, and neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and just step. Very good. Very good. Now we turn around yourself. 1, 2, 1, 2, and now reach your shoes. 1, 2, 3. Please repeat. 1, 2. Look around. And reach your shoes. Right, left. And I'm going to start from the beginning. And whoop. Shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hop. Hop. Okay. And now, little bit mind mistakes. It's not so going good, but I will improve. Now turn around. 1, 2, 3. And we are going to touch our shoes. 1, 2. Very good. Now, your right leg up. Up. Press your back up. Up. Now your back go down, rounded, and go down again with your legs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go down. Up, up, and from beginning. And hoppa. One more time, okay? Hoppa. Shoulders slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, and head. 1, 2, 3. Up and down. Up. Do you remember? Leg. 4, 2, 3. And your back going down, round, last time, and stand up. One more repeat. And what? 1, 2, 3, up and down. Turn around. Hoppa. Hoppa. Hop. Choose. And last block. Knees. Up. 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 And your back go down. Round. Up. And stand up. Clap, 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 clap. Hop. Hop. Hey, hey, enjoyment. Physical activity is medicine, the best. Wonders lifestyle. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Great. Really great. Do you feel it? Do you feel it? Nice. So, before we start, I would like to introduce our speakers and myself. Because we have the panel and we should discuss, yep. I am Andrei Rudanov, and I am the head of the pharmaceutical and healthcare team in law firm Targ Grunta Sutkiene. It's the biggest law firm in the Baltic states, and the practice area, my practice area is life science, medicines, pharmaceuticals, wellness and healthcare, and food industry. And today we have very nice health orchestra. In this orchestra we have the 4 participants. Arūnas Vinčiūnas. He's the head of the cabinet of our commissioner Vytenis Povilas Andriukaitis for health and food safety. Guys! Simona, we should repeat. Exactly. Miss Agata Vaslavic. She's the head of public policy for Central and Eastern Europe in Google for last 5 years. Yep. Michele Pastore, Samsung policy manager. Big manager? Middle one. And when will be the big? And Simona Pajaujienė. She's PhD in social science with specialization in sport and wellness. Clap, 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 clap. And you know, we actually are the correct and fully correspond panel to the healthcare, because one of our speakers feel ill, so she wouldn't be able to come here. And we have the patient and the team to discuss the illness and the problem what we discussing today. So what is the e-health? Do you know about it? What do you know about e-health? Of course, everybody heard about it, and when you talk to the people, they said, well, it's patient data, or maybe IT programs, gadgets, and so on and so forth. According to the World Health Organization, e-health is the use of information and communication technologies for health. It means all in all in the system. And the most part of the World Health Organization documents became a ground for the European Commission documents. Am I right? I guess so. Arūnai, I would like to applied to you. Maybe you can say something about the views of the European Commission in this area, about the growing importance of e-health on standing issues for the public sectors. Yes, of course. Please.
Thanks. That was very nice exercise. It's on YouTube already, right? So, you said e-health. Let's translate that into very simple words. There are probably Commission, and everybody is talking about two things: e-health and m-health, electronic health and mobile health. Just not feeling I don't have mobile health. E-health, basically what we are talking is really the data sharing. In the morning, Vice President Ansip talked about electronic prescriptions, which he said Estonia is 100% using them. I'm not sure anyone is using in Lithuania, unfortunately. And the electronic health records.
We try to do our best.
Thank you. Well, the idea is very simple. When you go to a doctor in Vilnius, but you have your medical history scattered around the country, you want that the doctor would be able to see what's on your medical file. You don't need to carry it in your bag with a CD now, usually, and show it to the doctor and explain. He should be able to access your personal file and judge based on that what you have in your. Well, for that, what is needed? The legal framework, which does exist. It's a cross-border healthcare directive, which allows to do that. There is some missing small link, let's say small, data protection, which is, there is an old directive from '95, which is transposed in member states, but transposed in a so wide variety, 28 different rules, that it's very difficult to implement. And now the new, hopefully soon, new directive will come, will be negotiated and then will come into force. And again, let's hope that member states will transpose it without plating a golden layer. But anyway, there is a legal framework. The problem is the lack of network. Basically, there is no connection between Kaunas and Klaipėda for the secure data sharing, not talking about connection between Vilnius and Warsaw. For that, Commission has allocated a lot of money. I'm not sure there are colleagues from the other DGs in this room, but if I remember correctly, there is in the CEF, in this Connecting European facility, exactly for that purpose is 7.5 million euros, and the first call will be this November. I hope Lithuania will apply for that, at least to get some money to do something. And there is a Horizon 2020, huge amount of money where you can do a lot of projects really. So build a national network, make connections inside the country and try to connect around the Europe. Based on that, mentioned the cross-border healthcare directive, Commission is organizing the e-health network where the member states discuss and agree on some data sharing guidelines. The guidelines sounds like guidelines, but member states agree on them and they commit to implement them. So hopefully that does work. And the other part, the mobile health we don't have, and probably many people we want to talk about, is all the apps or the gadgets. We all have, there are around 100,000 applications in the world using all kinds of data and usually the informative thing. But does it give you health? Really, if you, well, it's the same like, you know, you play a football game and then you go to a bar and drink a lot of beer. So it's about, if you follow the advice, and it's a good advice, it's fine. If you keep the information, if you follow the instructions, you exercise, it's really a good thing. But the app's future, if that's realistic, I hope it is, it's a diagnostic app where you can have a drop of your tear, or if you are not afraid of blood, a drop of blood in your mobile, and you can get all the diagnostic data, not for yourself, but you can share it with a doctor, with your GP in a clinic or in a hospital, and you can get advice, come here immediately or take a rest next year, another drop. When that will come, we don't have service yet, but we have to be ready for that. We have to finance, prepare, starting from the network, but I hope some clinics will start doing that service already, because there are small steps forward into that direction with measuring the pulse, heart rate. Those are basic things where you can already transfer the data. Yeah, that's short.
Okay, thank you very much. You mentioned the gadgets, the technologies, the innovative decisions. It means that we need to understand what will be in future. And I would like to address my questions to Agata and Michele. To you both, but I hope you will separately answer. When we discuss about the innovation in gadgets and in health gadgets, when was a breakthrough in this sector, in this industry? And maybe you know what the first services and devices would like. What it would be? Please. Lady first, Michele.
I didn't get the last part of your question, but I hope I can correct me if
Okay.
it's gonna go in the wrong direction. But this morning we had a. First of all, thank you for a fantastic beginning of the panel. I think I want every panel to look like this from now on.
We can repeat it.
Yeah, we can do it afterwards as well. Very happy to do so. This morning, we had a very, I think, exciting opening session with Commissioner Ansip, and one of the thoughts that was shared in this session was that we live in the age of Generation D, digital and digitally enabled people, individuals. And I think this thought is very true for what we have to deal with when we talk about technological applications in healthcare. It is about empowering the individual to be better equipped in monitoring and managing your own healthcare, your own health. Disease, these days, in terms of how it looked so far before technology stepped up, looked a little bit like this. Patients were noticing, I have a certain disease. I just had a heart attack. I have a cancer. And then followed a medical reaction to the condition, right? And follows still. The reality is such that obviously there is a continuum between your health and illness, right? And it's very important to be able to monitor your health situation in such a way that you are able to not only act when the disease, especially acute one, steps in, but perhaps act a bit earlier, or perhaps act continuously through also exercising, like we had this morning, to prevent many of the diseases, right? If we look at the statistics of what are the majority plagues to our health and what causes the most deaths, these are things like diet, like lack of movement, right? Cardiac arrests, which are also related to those kind of continuous living factors. We can go on with causes, but there is a lot that can be done.
the list of the diseases will
Exactly.
be very, very big.
Exactly. Exactly. So technology is enabling us to do two things, and I think these are going to be the key trends for developments for the years to come. It helps us to continuously look into and get a picture of our health situation, of our health. And secondly, it helps us to be much more proactive in addressing and managing health, as you have also mentioned in your intervention. So, in terms of what does Google do about health products? First of all, we have already invested in, of course, monitoring, health monitoring or fitness monitoring application. It's called Google Fit. It is a tool that helps you monitor your physical activity, your fitness activity during the day. It's something that for me is a hugely motivating thing, because a small widget that tells me each time I look at my phone or other wearable device how many steps I took during the day helps me take those additional few steps towards the 10,000 standard on a daily basis. So these are small things and kind of even simple, but they really make a difference in terms of how we take care of ourselves on a daily basis.
Some kind of a prevention. You just looked
Yeah.
minute by minute, what have you done, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. And besides that, of course, Google is working a lot in the area of improving health care, health sciences, life sciences in general, by developing still prototypes, working with researchers, working with partner organizations on developing new tools for helping us monitoring new types of information, like, for example, cardiac activity. It is also working, one of the objects that has become very interesting recently was the contact lens with the nanochip that can help you measure the insulin levels, reading the insulin levels from your tears, not from your blood. This is right now a prototype that was licensed to Novartis, a European Swiss pharmaceutical company, and they are working further to develop this prototype, this technological prototype, into something that hopefully soon will become a product that people will be able to use.
Some kind of advanced therapy, advanced diagnostic, something like that.
Diagnostics, right?
Diagnostics.
Because imagine if you have a lens in your eye, this is something that can be a continuous source of information about your insulin levels. So it's not that you have to remember at numerous times in a day to check your insulin levels from your blood. So that's the kind of comfort for the diabetics patients, right? There are also other innovations, and maybe just to tell you about one, there's a device that helps people with hand tremors. Imagine Parkinson patients, a prototype of a spoon or another device that you can hold in your hand, even if it shakes, right? That it stays firm, and you can do a number of basic daily activities with it. It's called, the prototype is called Liftwear, and that's another type of a product that our life sciences teams are working on. Bottom line is this: a lot is happening and will be happening for the future in this area. It is about two amazing phenomena. First of all, it's about data-driven innovation. We have just heard from my predecessor. Data is enabling a number of innovations, and of course healthcare is not the last of the areas where data will be making an amazing breakthrough, and I think we are fortunate to live in the times where we will be able to benefit from this data-driven innovation. Secondly, I think it's very important that for those innovations to take place, there is a number of multidisciplinary approaches that is needed,
And increasingly, it becomes very important that researchers from different areas, it can be computer science, it can be medicine, but it's also chemistry, psychology, different types of areas have to collaborate together and will be collaborating increasingly together to develop these solutions, these products that will really make a big change in our health. Thank you.
Michele, and what do
Works.
you think about it?
Right. Well, first of all, thank you, Simona, for the great performance I had. When was the breakthrough? I think the breakthrough was when we all adopted smartphones. Smartphone enables you to introduce you to a sort of advanced technology in terms of e-health, but I would prefer to talk about mobile health, because those are the devices we're actually using, coupled with current wearables like smartwatches or all sorts of wearables. You touch upon prototype about lens. There are some prototypes that you can put in your bed measuring your sleep pattern. So there are all these sort of devices out there in the market which allow the users, and that's what, touching upon what you just said about being a user-centric technology. You guys are empowered to measure your own health status. In Samsung, we pay much attention, we put a lot of emphasis on individual wellness. That's where our business is going in terms of Samsung healthcare business. We would like users to be more at the center of their own healthcare status. We try to enable them by developing platform by which they can actually measure their heart rate monitors, sleep patterns again, their exercise pattern, and all this data coupled together, they can give you a profile of your health status at that moment. What was the first device on the market? That I don't know, but definitely this is something that is not that long ago. It could have been 5-6 years ago when actually smartphones were starting to be widespread on the market. And when major vendors, including Samsung, Google, Apple, for example, start to put this kind of technology in their smartphone. I just want to quote the Commission and your colleague from DG Connect. At the beginning of the year, they released some data about uptake of mobile health apps. It's interesting to notice that in last year, in 2014, the mobile health apps were the highest growing app categories amongst all the app categories, and uptake to August to 2014 of 51% in 8 months. And out of this survey also came out that most of the users of mobile health app were likely to integrate in the future those apps with wearable technology, so like smart watches again, or some sort of other wearables technology, which can with sensor that enables you to measure some physical parameters. So I believe this data is very meaningful in the sense of where we are going when it comes to healthcare and e-health. Well, I'll stop there and then I'll take some other questions.
Because listening you, I remember you mentioned that consumer, also we are all enabled and so on and so forth, but who dictate the tendencies? The companies, innovation companies, or the consumer? First of...
All right, well, let's do the other way around.
No, now you first.
All right. That's a very important question. So, surely companies are the one putting these products on the market, being them hardware, being them software application for your smartphone. But nonetheless, they do follow consumer trends, and it all goes back to the general concept of empowering the consumer or empowering the users. If we see that there is not a demand, there is not appeal in the market for such technology, eventually this will fail. So it's a win-win situation. It's a parallel pattern that goes. One side, of course, the biggest competitors on the market, they put this technology forward, but there is also an uptake from the consumer perspective, from the user perspective, to use this technology and advance together towards, improve technological
some kind of collaboration
on this perspective. Sorry?
Some kind of collaboration.
some sort of, if you want to put it like that, yes. We do take a lot of data in terms of market research data, in terms of how this technology, mobile health is actually taken up by consumer, what is the spread, also geographical breakthrough, what is the uptake in the US rather than in the EU, in Asia. So this data, we do know what are the most important markets or the most advanced market. Definitely the US, in the sense, is the king market when it comes to mobile health.
And Agata?
It is about making sure the consumers get value added, big value added from the products. It's, in healthcare, in other areas, definitely the world is becoming more and more consumer and user-centric, right? So it is about making sure that you are solving a problem for people, and hopefully solving a problem that these people encounter on a daily basis, on a frequent basis, right? These are the solutions that the world is looking for right now, yeah? And obviously in area of health, there is, as we all know, there is a huge room for innovation and for development of such solutions.
But the doctors have such joke that 4 patients discuss between, and after the doctor asks, "Dears, please stop do it." It's very difficult to have diagnostic after that. It means that from the other hand, when we have the educated patient, this patient will think, okay, I have this disease and this and this and that. Is it okay to have a lot of data about his health by himself without any specialist? I mean, can the technologies and gadgets just change the professionals?
I can shortly refer to that. I don't think we can live without healthcare professionals.
Okay.
I think healthcare professionals are extremely important, and the developments, especially ones we are discussing mostly today, are such developments that help people understand better their health, their overall health, on a daily basis, right? Or if they have a medical condition that is diagnosed, to manage it in a better way. There is a huge phenomenon and a huge problem of people who forget to take their drugs. And there are apps that simply remind you to take your drug, yeah? That's not replacing your doctor. It's just helping you in a situation where, of course, you cannot be monitored continuously by your doctor as a person.
Okay. Yep, you.
You are just...
I'm waiting for my...
Yeah, right. You are just doing the... We'll come. Right. Well, let me put things straight. No, in the sense that, at least at this moment in time, definitely these kind of technologies cannot be a substitute for doctors. I mean, you guys must always rely on what your doctors say. Nonetheless, it can be a complement. It can help doctors, especially when we go more into the medical devices business rather than on lifestyle healthcare applications. But that's maybe a too technical discussion too, for this panel. In any case, we have a strong collaboration also with doctors when developing our own platform. In Samsung, our Health platform, we developed with the help of 16 physicians with 250 hours of work. So we had definitely some real time check when developing this app in terms of reliability of the app, so the data collected from the apps. Again, there I also foresee a collaboration in the future. We talk a lot about prescribing apps. This is a widely debated topic in Brussels. But to prescribe an app, and we have already some example in the UK, for example, to prescribe an app, you must sure that that app is reliable enough in terms of the data it collects. Now, the European Commission is promoting a couple of initiatives to make sure that those data are reliable, are technically reliable. I understand that DG Connect is starting a process to make sure that when an app collects data and this data feed into your electronic health record, those data are actually valid and reliable. The industry, along with the Commission, along with patients and the doctor organization, is going to come up with a sort of methodology and possibly some sort of certification to make sure that those apps doing this kind of functionality are actually reliable, and they provide reliable data, valid data to doctors when doing their own diagnosis. In terms of diagnostic apps that you touched upon before, this will be the future as the technology go on and it gets more accurate and precise in terms of measuring. It's not only about apps, it's also in terms about the sensor you use. Sensor mounted on your smartphone, sensor mounted on your watch, all kinds of sensors. So also those kind of devices should get better in time.
You should just touch. You should just touch this gadget.
Yeah.
Okay. And one more question. You mentioned before the collaboration with the specialists. It's okay, medicine specialists, I guess pharmacy specialists, and so on and so forth. What about the professional and business ethics in this area? It's a very, very sensitive thing. When we discuss about when we discuss about the trials and the also creation of new technologies, medical specialists and the pharmacy specialists have the special regulation when we discuss about the business and professional ethics regarding the patient, the data, and other things. What do you think about this part of the collaboration?
Data? You want me to go? Right. This connects to the question you asked before. Data are, especially like physical data of your patient or your users, talking about mobile health, are critical, and protection of those data is critical as well. Another initiative we are doing in the direction, still with still in collaboration with the facilitation of the European Commission, is developing a code of conduct which will be signed by the industry, not only big players like Samsung or Google, but what we are seeking is really that the small app developers, a code of conduct on how you should manage the user's data. Make sure that you provide those users the highest possible level of data protection, which is provided by the current legislation. So we want to make sure that is in this code of conduct we have a plain language so that also small app developers can understand how to protect the data of the users which actually uptaking the application he developed. And it's not only about protection of data, it's also about security. So basically building in a security layer so to prevent any incident. I don't know if amongst the audience there are any app developers. App developers? No? Too bad, otherwise, we could have this on
And Agata, what about the Google in this area?
Yeah, so to echo my colleagues' words, definitely definitely in terms of data protection, I think the standardization and protection of users' privacy when it comes to data related to health, even basic data related to how many steps you take a day, is something very important and sensitive. And we try to, and we make sure that Google, as well as developers of apps that are based on our FIT application, are following the highest standards of privacy protection. So you will find solutions like we do need explicit consent of the user to be able to provide the services with the use of the user's fitness data, right? We only use those data for fitness measurement purposes. So, for example, that excludes even using this information for stuff like advertising that sometimes can be applied. In Fit product, you will not see this. When it comes to security, all Google Fit data is encrypted. So that's like the pretty high standard of security of your information. And broadly addressing your question, obviously, if we talk about the big picture, because I think we are, talking on the several quite big levels of, or quite big spectrum of the topic of e-health, right? From apps that measure your fitness through big innovation in applications of technology in life sciences, right? So the more you get into this more scientific dimension and development of those innovations that deal with progress in medicine, you will see the same type of frameworks applicable and applied in development of those solutions. And that, of course, means high standards of ethics and codes of conduct.
Thank you, Agata. Thank you, Michele. Well, Simona, now it's your turn.
Okay.
It's
nice to have possibility to speak a little bit from different perspective. Yes.
What about the professional approach in the e-health? Do you see any benefits of the technologies in fitness, healthcare, lifestyle? What about this part?
Okay, if I could 5 minutes, I can very quickly to go through from practical world, because exercise is medicine. Here was talking about healthcare, about medicine sector. I'm going to talk more about health and fitness sector, and how technology can help. What the situation in Lithuania? Is it safe to use this technology? And what is the role of exercise professionals? So it's my key points. And talking about health problem, everybody know obesity, mental health, chronic disease. And why? Because bad eating habits, harmful habits, physical inactivity. So technology can help in these areas. And what could be benefits? First is motivation. Motivate people to do activity, to be active. And please raise your hand who use some apps when you count your kilometers or steps. Just, okay. I thought that because I'm teacher at university as well and also trainer in the fitness clubs, so I already know that population is using, but more younger population. Okay, we are young, we are young. So motivation, the first thing. Consultation. You know that many websites, many apps there are for water drinking, sleeping partners, even breathing, stress management, and even diet blocks, what to eat, what to drink. Is it safe? I will talk later, my opinion. And safety of training program. For example, you are doing exercising, like today with me. Do you know? Is it enough for you, or is too much? How to know that? So technology can help to understand if this intensity is good for you, if this intensity to lead you to your results, what you wish to improve fitness. So technology can help a lot to do safety, not to die during exercise training session. Yes? Data collection, what you also said, is very important for the trainers to know data collection of the clients to improve future program. And it's funny, I think all these apps, virtual trainers, even training sessions and so on, it's fun, it's enjoyment. Physical activity should be also very fun process. It's not very strict. Yes, it's very, how to say, intelligent, very important to understand what you are doing, but still it should be fun, especially for younger population. And young population, they already use it through Xbox, through Wii, they dance, they do Zumba, they do many things through technology. And also, it's really good when clients don't want to go to the gym. They can train at home, somewhere outdoors, and trainer can connect and can see all the data. So many benefits. If I talk what the situation in Lithuania, so the biggest boom is wearable technologies. All wearable technologies, smartwatches, bands, and so on, and even some clothes, heart rate monitors. It's very popular now, not very, but start to be popular, virtual training. And also a couple of clubs in Lithuania already use virtual trainer from the screen for the client. They do through virtual process. It's going now in Lithuania and in a couple of clubs. I'm from Kaunas, so in one club it's also, we have virtual trainer. Yeah, it's strange. For some people it's not nice. We have smart machines. We have gyms machines. We have cardio machines. They are very smart. With the chips, they know everything about you, about your age, about your blood pressure, about your weight, about your program. They adapt your seats. They collect your intensity. So it's clever machine. And we already have this in Lithuania as well. We have individualization of group fitness in classes. I also do some group fitness classes, and we use very good, innovative Lithuanian gadget, iPulsus system, which is controlling heart rate monitoring. It's really, really good on the screen. Whole group can see what's going with the heart rate. And so on, so on. Virtual club is still not very popular in Lithuania, but I think it's only question of the time. And to talk, is it safe? I don't know how to answer. It's dual answer. If we are using for motivation, it's okay. If we are informed, if we have enough knowledge, it's okay to use all these advices, apps, and so on. But if we are beginner, we have no any patterns of exercise behavior, we need professional. We need to go real training process, to be corrected by someone, and then follow apps and follow technology. So to talk about role of fitness professional, what you asked in the beginning, I said I think that they must to make training session more interesting, smart, and fitness professionals should educate population. Not only instruct and train, because they will change very soon in their virtual training. We must educate as professional our client. We must control the process and to make that health exercising behavior do not some harm for the health. Training process should be safe process if we are doing not for Olympic medal, but for health reason. So different patterns for sport and health and fitness. And here, safety and control management of the training process is very important, and these apps and monitors and technology can help. And give feedbacks and correction make and recommendation. So problem we have here, and my last point from this, we have lack of experience from both sides. Our client, it's not so very, how to say?
Educated?
Educated to use these apps, or maybe don't trust from old generation when we trust each other more personal. But trainers, they lack of experience, knowledge, and education regarding how to train client through this technology. No one university don't prepare for that. It's like lifelong learning. We should to do some courses, qualification courses for the trainers, to recognize them with the possibilities how to use technology. And now we are going to do this in Lithuania. Little bit will change faster when because some clients are more intelligent, more educated, or they have more knowledges than some trainers. And it's not fair. It cannot be like this.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
Great. As I know, you use Lithuanian gadgets, iPulses for the training. Maybe you can some words about it.
I just want to ask if someone heard about iPulsus system. No?
One. 2, 3.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
4,
Yeah, 4,
5.
5. Okay, it's amazing product, and I am not businesswoman. I am teacher. I am trainer. I am from idealistic ideas. Tell this. It's amazing system to control, to manage, to motivate, to inform client about what's going on during training process. And I use in the Real Fitness Club this system already half a year. And once this system was some mistake and it was not working. And my clients, they said, training process is zero without this system. Because you understand that training, it's only training. But when you see that system, it's heart rate monitoring and managing, because I have planchette, tablet, and every client has belts with heart rate monitoring. And there are heart rate zones, 5 heart rate zones. And I realized my training, and I put number 1 zone for warm-up. And people on the screen in the whole gym, they can see what's going on with the heart rates. And some people, they have really, really high heart rate in the beginning. And everybody can see. After that, they are asking, why my heart rate is too high? Why is in red zone? What's going on? And they try to understand that you must not only train, but you must train in target zone, in safety zone. Not too much, not too less. If you want some fitness improvement, you should be in target zone. And this technology, iPulsus, can help to provide effectiveness and target training. It's very, very intelligent process of training, and my clients, they are changing very much, and they don't understand how can be possibility to train without iPulsus. So my initiative is to give this product to the schools, for the special classes, for the special population, because it's really, really easy managing process.
Thank you, Simona. And
Yes.
the last question to Arūnas. Today we heard about the data protection, safe information, use of innovative gadgets, patient safety, and so on and so forth. What are the most challenging issues for European Commission in this area? What will be in future? What we can expect? Ta-da!
Yeah, what a question. Yeah, the future is bright, definitely. The most important that actually everybody conscious and actively using the apps with a consciousness and not using them, for fun, but really then following what they are doing, keeping fit. That means also healthy diet. Don't drink too much, and drive. Well, many other things. But for the Commission, really, what we try to achieve is, first thing is to conclude the new Data Protection Directive. This is the most important tool where we'll provide really the means for the data connection across the European Union. As I said before, allocation of the financial resources for the member states to make a physical connection is there. You just need to use it and use smart way, really, looking into the future. There is an issue, what you touched upon before, between ethics and privacy. It can be a clash between these two. There is a discussion how to solve it. But I hope everything is possible to do. And as soon as new diagnostic gadgets will come out, we will be all healthier.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Summarizing, we will have the new gadgets, safe area, and healthy population. Thank you very much once again. Clap, 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 clap. Thank you.